explore all styles: light, dark, sweet, dry, fruity, sparkling, and aromatic. It's a game, not a contest. Be as picky or adventurous as you like. Congratulations! You now know the 5 main categories of wine. 1. White. 2. Rosé. 3. Red. 4. Sparkling, champagne. 5. Dessert, sweet. Cheers to starting on your connoisseur's path. Wine is sunlight held together by water. Galileo, astronomer and father of modern science. Wine today. How we got here. Wine's first recorded origins in the vicinity of Persia, modern-day Iran, hover between 6,000 and 5,000 BC. Ever since, wine has been made from tree fruits, berries, flowers, and grains, such as rice. Fermentation allowed longer storage, and the alcohol prevented growth of unfriendly bacteria, mold, and microorganisms. Ancient Egyptian paintings demonstrate entire wine-making processes, specifically using grapes. Even storage vessels in Egyptian royal burial chambers display the types of grapes they contained and the years they were harvested. In 4000 BC, the Greeks stepped up, inventing the grape press and medicinal wine. By 3000 BC, wine drinking was spreading fast to modern-day Italy, southern France, Spain, Portugal, and northern Africa. Greek wine was heavy, sweet, and syrupy. Diluting it with seawater by cooking or by adding fruit and spices rendered it quaffable. A few centuries later, the Romans took note, establishing grape growing throughout Europe, developing trellising, growing grapevines up off the ground, and becoming the first master coopers, wooden barrel makers, abandoning clay storage jars forever. Wooden barrels are important for aging. Roman records confirm they were the first to consume barrels of wine up to a century after harvest. The wine world never looked back. Around the 11th century CE, Europe's political turmoil spurred the transfer of vineyard stewardship to politically neutral monasteries. With a propensity for agriculture, monks enjoyed advantageous circumstances for consuming, distributing, and selling the resulting wines. Thus, monasteries became centers of commerce, spurring the evolution of villages, which became thriving towns and eventually cities. By the 1800s, wine appreciation had advanced substantially. Once the wealthy began buying vineyards, labels were born to showcase glamorous estate holdings under family names. Wine was not typically labeled before. By 1900, a nasty parasite stowaway, phylloxera, crossing the Atlantic aboard an American merchant ship, wiped out most of Europe's vineyards. This forced the eventual mashup of Old World winemakers into New World vineyards across the Americas, Australia, and South Africa. Customs were transferred, methods were adapted, technologies were created, changing wine landscapes forever. America's reputation for plonk, overly sweet, low-quality, cheap wine, can be traced back to Prohibition, when drinkers were conditioned to the taste of homemade wines, oversweetened to disguise flaws. U.S. servicemen returning home from the World Wars brought a new taste for refined wines, creating true market opportunity for United States wine industry. The Americans, always the rebels, named wines for the primary grape used, unlike the European tradition of naming by region of origin. Following this, U.S. wines finally blew open the doors to international credibility. In the now famous Judgment of Paris, 1976, 9 French judges unwittingly awarded first place to both a California Chardonnay and a